Can I now invite our Honorable Member of Parliament and also Member of Parliamentary Standing Committee for External Affairs, Shri Priyanka Chaturvedi ji, to take the stage and express her points of view on how will India's relationship with the EU and the UK evolve in the near future.
Thank you so much for having me on this important discussion and as part of a panel which is exploring not just Europe and UK post-Brexit, but its equations with the rest of the world. As far as India's relationship with UK is concerned, the relationship has shares common cultures, has common history. Of course, there are parts of history which are not palpable to Indians, but keeping that aside, we have a strong Indian population present in the UK, just like I would say Britain was bitterly divided between those who were pro-Brexit, anti-Brexit, remain. The same was with the Indian diaspora. Indian diaspora has played a very important role in UK, and Mr. Boris Johnson, by agreeing to come as part of the Republic Day festivities but having to cancel it, just goes to show the commitment and the friendly relations both have been sharing with each other. And it is only bound to get stronger. And in terms of trade, we hope to see a more evolved relationship between the two sides, considering UK is our third largest partner in terms of trade. As far as UK's stance vis-a-vis China is also concerned, that gives us hope in terms of cooperation on various fronts with Mr. Boris Johnson at the helm, whether it is in terms of trade, whether it is in terms of defense cooperation, whether it is in terms of strategic partnership with common problems and common challenges that both nations face. And we're hoping to sign a free trade agreement with the UK and take this forward. And I'm I am also of the belief that our Indian diaspora will continue to play an important role in the United Kingdom. Moving on, as far as European Union is concerned, the best part of India's foreign diplomacy has been that we have maintained good equations with all our neighbors, and not just our neighbors, barring two neighbors. And that is also because circumstances dictate those. However, India's never had the first policy of reacting to aggression, and we only react when we see our border security being threatened. So as far as European Union is concerned, we enjoy good equations. And of course, the question I was listening to my panelists before me, where she spoke about not getting into a free trade agreement, but I'm very certain that there are going to be investment opportunities for both, where both sides can mutually agree on negotiating trade agreements, which will be a win-win situation for both. And I think the positive part about India's foreign policy, like I was speaking earlier, has been of cooperation and strategic commitment, and to maintaining relations with other countries. And European Union happens to be one of them. While UK and European Union nations decide, the bloc decides how to move forward, we are very certain that in individual spaces, giving respect to both, we would be able to mutually work on issues and iron out some issues to ensure that India continues to be an active participant in the growth stories of both UK as well as the European Union bloc as a bloc. And we are hoping a similar relationship as far as India is concerned, they being a part of various issues, common challenges that the world faces, especially in terms of climate change, in terms of security cooperation, defense cooperation, and strengthening our ties further in terms of I would say exchanges, where Indian diaspora, which has contributed extensively in the US, in the UK, would also be welcomed in the European Union to be able to contribute their expertise. I'm looking at areas such as IT, human resources, etc. So those are where we feel that there are commonalities that exist, and India has been able to maneuver in the toughest times as well, whether we went through a unipolar phase, we went through two nations that are bipolar phase, as well as now the multipolar phase that we are uh, passing through. Challenging times where there's a lot of uncertainty that exists around Brexit too, but we're extremely hopeful that both sides, in a mature way, would be able to reach towards, while they have signed the agreement, but there would also be some issues that can be ironed out better will be done so, and India will be an equal partner with both these blocks to be able to enrich the relationships we've been nurturing over the years.
Thank you very, very much, ma'am. And that was the opinions expressed by our Honorable Member of Parliament, Shri Priyanka Chaturvedi ji. Ma'am, if you have a couple of minutes, we would like to seek if there are any quick questions. Are there any quick questions for our Honorable MP, Ms. Priyanka Chaturvedi ji?
Ma'am, as things stands today, India is virtually not having any free trade agreement with any zone. Now, we also exited the ASEAN Treaty. What do you think is going to be a way forward in coming years?
As far as free trade agreements are concerned, we also need to understand that they need to be mutually benefiting both sides, and at no point should they look like benefiting one and not benefiting the other. So it has to be a win-win situation, and free trade agreement may not be the only model of reaching a win-win situation for both sides. Both sides will obviously look at how uh, each nation gets to benefit out of it. So we are working on, of course, it would be a priority for us to reach free trade agreements, both individually with UK as well as with EU, but in a way that it benefits all sides equally. And there are no, I would say, there are no challenges that come forward or no issues that come forward. Free trade agreement, India has, I think, since 2012, we haven't really got into a free trade agreement, but considering our backdrop also happens to be about creating capacities ourselves, building capacities within the country, and while being a usually populous nation which has a huge market and is a win-win situation for all. But what we need to also iron out are some differences where we feel that there could be a hiccup later. So it would make better that we reach at a agreement once all these hiccups are taken care of. And again, I'd reiterate, besides free trade agreements, investment agreements, various other agreements would be the priority for India, because we are, as far as UK is concerned, we are natural allies. As far as many European nations are concerned, we have been having an exceedingly friendly relationship. We have been having exceedingly friendly trade, I would say positive trade agreements. So let's look, moving forward, I'd be positive that we reach an agreement which would lead to, like I said, prosperity for all nations alike.